bro, we got another extra mint video. I like the retrospectives on the early 2000s and type. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we just subscribed, but
The
why the
walls of Toys R
2010s?
Us looks like
Oh my
this.
goodness,
The
Toys
release
to
of the
Life. Y'all ain't know
PS4,
about that, bro.
MLG,
I want to.
360
Yes,
no-scopes,
yes.
and the early days of Minecraft, then you're in the right place. Because today we're taking a look at another decade that changed gaming forever, for better and for worse. The 2010s introduced a lot of people to video games. Maybe you got your first console, hopped on Xbox Live, or filled up a drawer with these. I know you still have them. Despite only being the last decade, there are a lot of weird visual styles and trends that you may or may not remember. So looking at everything from mobile games to the infamous
speed running and let y'all know.
Mountain Dew and sit back as we
Because I've watched a lot of YouTube on these games. Did I play a lot of them? No, I didn't play to the 2017 really. Maybe a little bit 2016. So the earliest, it was just YouTube. Like, this is Skyrim. I already know, bro. This is lightweight. That's Skyrim. That's Skylanders, I think, or is that Spyro? One or the other. Same thing. No, this is Skylanders. Toys to Life.
Was characterized by a surprising amount of gimmicks.
This is the whole reason we got fucking amiibo still.
Came to interactive and
Wii Sports, yes, Sirski.
Largely motivated by the recent success of the Wii and its revolutionary controls. Some of these attempts, unfortunately, would absolutely fall flat. The failure of the Xbox
Connect, yeah, that shit was ass.
But if you're around for its release, I'm sure you're all.
But was it? Which one was worse? The Xbox Connect or it was whatever the fuck the PlayStation was, because I can't even think of it, and I definitely had a PlayStation. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Y'all know what I mean. It had them weak ass little sticks, them little glow sticks. You know what I mean.
All too familiar. On the flip side, a few of these ideas would go on to receive ridiculous.
I'm glad we kept that shit to Nintendo.
Toys to Life. It doesn't matter, because you definitely recognize Skylanders, Disney Infinity, Amiibos, and Lego Dimensions. These were all constructed around a simple but fascinating idea.
Disney Infinity had the potential.
Cool. You'd buy a physical figure from Toys R Us, take it home and place it inside a glass jar, or on a portal to bring it to life. Naturally, Infinity and Dimensions were merely jumping on the hype created by Skylanders in 2011. When Spyro's Adventures released, alongside its starter pack and base set of plastic critters, it was so over. I'm talking $3 billion in 4 years.
Peak.
To be fair, there's something about collectible action.
$3 billion in 4 years? Jeez Louise! Now that's crazy, especially 10 years ago. That's
if you were around for Gen 1 Bionicle,
oh my goodness, them was fire.
The thing is though, these weren't exactly cheap. To complete the original collection,
bro, it was like what, like 200?
At least a few hundred.
Oh, 800?
A decade ago. Even now, there's resellers out here in the trenches hustling chrome-plated Spyros
800's crazy.
2012. But that's besides the point. Where did this trend come from? Where did it go? And why the hell was everybody so obsessed with it? Well, part of their success came from the fact that buying them didn't just get you a cool in-game DLC, but also a character you could display and collect. It gave the figures an extra level of functionality that other collectibles rarely have. Additionally, looking specifically at Skylanders, they made all of the figures compatible with future titles. While you could buy the new releases, it wasn't an absolute necessity. At worst, they'd be a little bit less effective. The other thing is, while Toys to Life did dominate the shelves and wallets of the 2010s, it was far from its first excursion. Games from the late 90s like
Lego Dimension was the only thing that actually like built upon Skylanders. All the other ones were like, but Lego Dimensions, that shit was fire.
The novelty did start to wear off with Disney Infinity and Lego Dimensions.
No, not Lego Dimensions. I don't know how Lego Dimensions died. It's Legos.
Amiibos are the only ones keeping the dream alive.
And they're not really, honestly. I literally never bought an Amiibo, and I owned a Switch for like 5 years.
I had no idea this style had a name, but it does, and it makes
I bought them goddamn cards.
It reminds me of whenever a show features a location in Mexico, and they immediately swap in this yellow, dusty-ass filter.
Oof.
You could find it on a bunch of games on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, starting in the late 2000s and tapering off in the 2010s. Turning to some of the more serious offenders, Resident Evil 5, Grand Theft Auto 4, and Fallout New Vegas all featured this muddy yellow tint. For a good couple years, it was completely inescapable. Today, of course,
why is Mexico yellow tint?
Era, and a lot of people kind of hated it. Many have retroactively removed it to show these older games in their full color beauty, made available through mods. Strangely enough, I found that some box art had even fallen victim. Take a look at the USA release of the Wind Waker HD compared to Japan's. This might not be directly related, and I have
I highly
absolutely no
doubt it.
explanation as to why they changed this, but one is clearly more eye-catching and reflective of the game's environments. Anyway, before I go into the reasons behind the filter's sudden mainstream use in gameplay, let me know if any of you actually like the way this looked.
No.
I'm kind of torn because I think it does add to the atmosphere of many of
It
these
gives
games.
it
For one,
aura,
it feels
but
right at home in the
I don't like
post-apocalyptic
that aura.
landscape
I mean,
of Fallout. But
if
for
that's
other
the way
games,
you...
perhaps in moderation. After all, it's hard for something to stand out as a storytelling technique when it's being used in, well, everything. But they did it anyway, and here's why I think that was. Firstly, it gives developers a quick way to make a game feel more dramatic and gritty in tone. If the world is dull and dominated by a single colour, you aren't exactly going to anticipate nice things happening within it. Unlike other tones, this yellow coat gave off
Nah, that's real. But I say more of if the games are in those same genres, it makes them super closer in comparison. Because you know how people be like, oh, this game's kind of like this game. And but yeah, because it's the same genre. But imagine it's the same genre and they all have that same filter too. Like, it's like every exploration game has that breath of the wild look over the whole map shot. That cooks games because all the people do is gonna compare, even though the game could not be anything close to it. Like Power, why does Power have that same shot? There's no reason for Power to have that shot in it. No, none at all.
an almost sickly feeling. Considering its use in Resident Evil and the Fallout
There's no
series,
reason
this
for
isn't surprising. Additionally, tinting everything in a single colour could
Elden
help
Ring to have
mask
that shot
lighting
either.
engine limitations on older hardware. Unfortunately, by making everything yellowy brown and adding a shit ton of bloom,
But I
this
think
would
that's
usually
really
have
just
the
like the
opposite
first
effect. Look no further than
game
Need
I
for
could think
Speed
of
Most Wanted,
that
and the way
really
that the
played.
sun drowns everything out when you face a certain direction. All in all, I don't miss this aesthetic, but I do miss the games it was applied to.
Okay, I see. The nostalgia
We talk a
bond.
lot
Yeah.
about gaming and the internet on this channel, but apart from brief segments about flash games, it's rare that I cover anything made by smaller developers. They don't always follow the grain set by AAA titles, whether it's due to budget constraints or their unique creative direction. This makes it
Five
harder
Nights
to
at
identify
Freddy's,
broader
like
visual trends, but that's part of what makes them so important. Anyway, the 2010s saw a
Stardew
huge resurgence
Valley.
in this
Which I know
scene,
about Stardew
with
Valley, bro.
titles like
I might come
Undertale,
back for
Five
that.
Nights at Diddy's, and Cuphead receiving unprecedented popularity. Thanks to
Yeah, bro. Are we on the final? Can we finally like stop making fun of like Diddy jokes and only like compare niggas to Diddy that are like real freak ass niggas that you don't want to associate with? Cause with all the allegations and all the stuff that keeps coming out with Diddy, I think no Diddy should be retired. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. So Five Nights at Diddy's is crazy because what they said he was doing to people, I'm good.
platforms like Steam and Xbox Arcade, digital distribution had become a real and plausible method of getting your game into the hands of gamers and DeviantArt. Independent studios were now able to grab a sizable slice of the player pie chart, with one of them coming back for seconds, and thirds, and fourths, but we'll get to that later. A common theme I did notice was the revival of pixel art. Undertale, Shovel Knight, Stardew Valley, and even Terraria were all
You know what's funny? If I'm saying like the revival pixel art 2010s, what came out in the 2000s that was pixel art based? Because now I gotta think about it. Because he's saying revival, like, was it not a thing in the 2000s or 2010s? Like, was that a real thing those 10 years? Like nothing came out. Because by that time Mario was like, nah, well, GameCube, low key, you might be cooking. And that might be because we finally got out of pixels to where people, you know.
hugely successful titles, originally made by small development teams. Looking at Shovel Knight specifically, you can clearly spot the NES influence. Environments mirror those seen in classics like Castlevania 3 and Mega Man. At the time, and frankly still today, this provided a nice contrast to the
I guess
arms
so,
race
because a
of
lot of
fully rendered
remasters were just
facial
coming
hairs,
out.
world-accurate water simulation, and shrinking horse testicles. They showed that a good story could
Uh-huh.
hold just
Hold
as
up,
much
bro.
water simulation and shrinking
Okay.
testicles.
I didn't know that was a
They
thing.
showed that a good story could hold
Yeah,
just as
Undertale
much
was
weight
goated,
as graphical
gang.
fidelity,
Like,
with or without a
I'll play
massive
whatever
budget and
next
writing
type of
team.
one
That
comes
isn't to
out. I
say
feel like at this
pixel
point
art
I
can't be
gotta
a
hop on.
purposeful, challenging, and effective art direction.
I wouldn't even say
Or
hop on the trend. I would say experience it for myself. Cause I've always watched all those playthroughs of like Five Nights at Freddy's and like Undertale and all those sort of games. I've always watched them, but like it came out at the time where it wasn't like readily accessible by me. So like all I could wish was like to try to like crack it on like a school like laptop type, you know what I'm saying? Like now that I have the technology, I'm not gonna go back and play them. Maybe once we get like bigger, we can do like a deep dive once the viewers and everything, and we can be like experiencing this for the first time, because it'll be far enough removed out of the brain to where I won't be like, oh, I remember all of this from watching like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like Corey Kenshin, and like all those like Berlizzi, like all those content creators. So we can go back to those, but when the new ones come out, we will be playing them. Like that Mario and Luigi, we're playing it now. That's some that's some nostalgic stuff. We played Sparkling Zero. That's the Buddha content. You know what I'm saying? Like what else? We play Elden Ring. We replay Elden Ring. Like we do Wukong. So we're doing it. You know.
While it's often chosen due to its low costs, it still takes a deceptively long time to master and implement. Moving on, another popular thread was the rise of indie horror games. Amnesia: The Dark Descent
Mm-hmm.
released in 2010, playing a role in jumpstarting the horror Let's Play phenomenon. At this point, you began to see the seeds of what would become a
Slender
symbiotic
Man.
relationship between small, particularly mascot horror games, and content creators. We've got to a position now
Hey,
where
Matt
some
Pat,
developers have
rest in peace. He
started
not dead.
pestering
He just
YouTubers to theorize about and react to their games.
retired.
But to understand how we got here, we have to go
Bro,
back to
if you
2014.
got if you're an indie developer and you got a game theory video, nigga, you made it. You made it as an indie developer. If you got a game theory video, game theory, like, bro, you made it. You got my nigga Matt Pat making a 20-minute video essay on some theoretical stuff you might not even have thought about, or you just threw it up in the air her interpretation, bro. Like he was that guy, bro. He's still that guy to this day. Whenever you want to jump back in the media, I know you're married. You got like he might be like 5 at this point, 3. You got a son, bro, Oliver. Like you've done enough, Matt Pat. But I miss you. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I miss them videos, gang. They not the same without you.
Five Nights at Freddy's was originally developed by
This shit
Scott
gave me
Cawthon
nightmare.
over the
I still
course
had
of
nightmares
6
about this shit
months.
sometimes. I'm not
It
gonna
had
lie. I was a
simple
grown man.
mechanics, but was
Grown man.
scary enough to be the perfect game for YouTubers. In fact, a lot of people
It's because it's
only
that
knew
Chuck
it
E.
existed
Cheese
because
shit,
of this
gang.
video. Shortly after its
Markiplier.
release, MatPat would begin posting
Legendary
theory videos
video.
on the games,
What I
acting
was just
indirectly
saying.
as a
I
viral
got
marketing
goosebumps
campaign
even
that got
staring at
people
this
both
right now.
into
I ain't
and
gonna lie to
excited
you.
about the lore. Indie horror games were the perfect
Binding
candidates
of
due to
Isaac.
their
Oh my goodness,
oftentimes
bro.
cryptic
I remember
storytelling
that.
and subtle Easter eggs. It was fun to string these together and
I remember getting in trouble for playing Binding of Isaac as a kid, cause I was at the like point where like the end game where you're fighting mom, and I was literally screaming like, "Die, mom! Die, mom!" And my mom was like, what the fuck you talking about, little boy?" Like, I'm like, "No, like in the game, like, mom," and she's like, "What the hell?" And she's like, "Wait, you playing a video game that's roughly based off of like Isaac in the Bible?" But he killed my bro. This was such a like conversation to have with like a Christian mother. Like, what the huh? Yeah, bro. Video games, bro. We're the first and last generation that have to explain to our parents that you can't pause the game. That's crazy, game. Never again will we have to have those conversations,
try and make a
because we
cohesive
will be the
theory. This
parents.
wasn't the only reason FNAF became so successful, but it definitely
Oh my
helped.
goodness, bro.
Other
That's
developers
so
saw this,
scary.
and these games have gradually become their own genre, with titles today like Garden of Banban and Poppy's Playtime undoubtedly made with theory
FNAF
videos
likes.
in mind. There's a growing discussion about how this is supposedly ruining indie horror, but that's for another day. Turning back to the early years of the decade, well,
I don't think so, because I'm not really a horror enjoy. If I don't like to play horror games, I don't think I'll ever knock it here. I will, but it will be an incentive based reward for you guys. I will never stimulate myself, like subject myself to playing a horror game. Not willingly ever. There will be something stuck into it, like, oh, we hit 1,000, subs on Twitch, or we hit like 100K on YouTube or something. Like, it's some milestone I'd have to hit for me to be like, we're playing Outlast, we're beating Outlast. Bruh, I played Outlast Trials for maybe like 3 hours, bruh. I was ready. When I tell you, every time I was in the thick of it, I just literally wanted to Alt F4 that John. Like, I didn't want to play that game. Hell no, that shit's real scary. That shit's scary. Oh, that nigga be. Psh, that's what I'm saying. I played the first Outlast. The first, as soon as we got to the point where they throw you down, I literally pressed the pause button, closed out the game, and deleted it. I ain't never touched that Outlast game since there. I don't play, bro. I was like 16, 17, maybe even 18. I do not play with horror games. You will not see me playing no real horror stuff like that. I'm telling you. You see, we ain't play no scary games this October. Not a lick. It was sparking zero.
Indie games were beginning to gain traction, the market was still
I don't play
dominated
them
by
games.
AAA titles. It seemed unlikely
Oh my
that a
goodness,
game
my
with
water's
simple,
all the way
chunky
back
graphics
there.
could compete in a market where every studio was racing to turn your PS3 into a heating unit. I wasn't sure if
Destiny
the
was
Red
fire
Dead's,
though,
Halos,
bro.
and Fallouts of
I
2010
got at least like
would ever be
6
challenged.
to 800
That is,
hours
of
in the
course,
series.
until a based man based in Sweden released his biggest project ever. But first, a quick word from
Oh
today's sponsor.
snap! We talking about. Let me remember. The creator of Minecraft's name. Oh my goodness. Not Jebediah. Bro. Oh my goodness. The guy who sold Minecraft was. When he says the name, I'm gonna be pissed because we know. We can look at him. Bro, Minecraft. Mojang. Who sold it to Microsoft? Bro, I can't remember. It's a Swedish name.
The cool thing about Minecraft was that you decided.
Ross.
The cool thing about Minecraft was that you
Jebediah.
decided how the game looked. It gave you a level of freedom
I'm
that you
about
could
to
usually
get. I'm
only
about
get
to be
with mods.
angry.
You
What's
could
his name?
terraform, build huge phallic statues, or learn the ropes with redstone. I remember
Redstone
studying these
engineering,
four
bro.
handbooks harder than anything before or since, and I still can't build a decent hidden door. In another vein, I've noticed a lot of videos recently talking about the look of old Minecraft, particularly around the time of alpha and beta. Many have labelled it as creepy, which seems surprising for a game about blocks. It got me thinking about the experience of playing Minecraft in the early 10s. It's true that worlds were
He's
a
not
lot
gonna
more
say bro
empty,
name. That's
giving
about to
single
cook me,
player a
bro.
sense of loneliness and isolation. You could walk for hours through vast, untouched biomes, passing bright green hills and valleys, waiting for no one else but you to shape them. The idea of things like the Farlands and the old Fog generation only added to this haunting atmosphere.
Yes,
There
Fog generation was pretty
the silent
scary.
gaps between songs, the disturbing cave sounds.
I was scared
that put me
to go
weirdly
in the
on
dark
edge.
too. But, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, those are just scary noises. You can't act like this just doesn't.
And I have
Not
to say, the
XQC.
community at the time
Felix.
didn't help. The early 2010s were full of online legends, things like creepypastas and SCPs, and Minecraft was no exception. Herobrine is the most obvious, but
Yes.
there was no shortage of stories about unexplainable chunk errors, items missing from chests, and the feeling of being watched. You can go back to forums from 2010 and see people talking about this exact thing, alongside some interesting theories. For example, one user here suggested the constant feeling of being observed came from the pixel arrangements on blocks. Apparently they resemble a face. Now, while a lot of these ideas are a bit out there, I think it's undeniable that something about Minecraft's early versions was unnerving. But that's enough theories. Let's talk about why Minecraft looks the way it did, and how its aesthetics changed.
Okay, I
over
need you to
time.
say bro's
The first
name.
big difference is the lighting. At night, it was almost pitch
I can't
black,
remember
and
his
when placing
name,
a
the
torch,
creator.
it would look a bit like this. Notice how there isn't a smooth gradient transition in illumination between blocks. It's like each one is being given a slightly lower value according to its distance from the source. These awkward effects
pretty
continued
cool.
over to early days
But that is
night
scary.
cycles. Back then, the transition was not seamless, and each chunk had to update to reflect the changes. Unsurprisingly, this was quickly smoothed out in later updates, and can largely be credited to the fact that the game only had one developer up to that point, Notch. A complex
Notch. There you
lighting
go. That's his
system was
name, Notch.
understandably
Yeah,
difficult,
I wasn't
falling
gonna
below
remember. I
world
wasn't gonna.
generation, block types, and mobs on his
I
list
kept
of
thinking
priorities.
Jebediah. I don't know
Speaking of
why.
block types, they've changed
Blame
a lot as well.
Jacksepticeye for
This is
naming
what
Kerbal.
cobblestone looks
Space
like in
program Kerbal's
2010,
that.
and here's what's happened to it since. You might have noticed it looks like it's slowly fading away,
The
and I
first
believe that's
one looks like a
completely
Mario
intentional. As put
block.
by this Reddit user, this lowers the contrast between it and other blocks. It's why old Minecraft looked so much more chunky, with clearer divides between each of the textures. Today, with blocks taking on this softer look, they appear more natural, with less aggressive transitions. Why did this change? I think it's pretty simple. Minecraft started as an indie game, having new items gradually
Yeah,
added as it grew in popularity. With this comes the
it
need to
had real
update previous
love.
material so it stays consistent with
Now
the
they
new
be
items.
like, hey,
Still,
we spent
development
four
left behind
months.
many
Here's
blocks looking
dolphins.
outdated, and so when Microsoft took the
Four
reins
more
and
months.
eventually
Here's
revamped
turtles.
everything, it did kind of make sense. The game was given a more cohesive art style, with the softer textures being conducive to a smoother look across every biome. Many people didn't like it, citing a love for the simpler designs and their atmosphere, but I personally enjoy how alive the new versions feel. Maybe that's just me.
Fortnite. Hey, you want to see something cool? Cause Fortnite's 7 years old. It turned like last month or this month. You think he's gonna acknowledge the fact that Fortnite Battle Royale was just a game mode and Fortnite Save the World was the main game mode? And how, yeah, he not gonna do it. And how it started battle passes. Y'all don't think he's gonna do that. He's not gonna. Maybe the battle pass tip it. But like the actual fact that the zombie game mode was an actual the game and it's just like the battle royale was just like a small like, oh, Russ did it. Let's maybe. And
Look,
it
it was
blew.
released in 2017, and that's now 7 years ago.
No, it wasn't. Well, actually, nah, bro, I don't think so. I think Save the World is older than 7 years old, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I play about this shit, bro. Save the World was July 25th, 2017. Okay. Now let's do Battle Royale. September. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. You're safe. 2 months later. Fortnite Save the World. Cause I swear now this was wait. Nah. Released in 2017 while creative. Oh my god. Exactly. Is it not 2011? This some real shit. I'm like, bro, this shit's older than that. First announced in 2011. On God, 2014. Closed alpha signups began 2014. 2014 was the first alpha line. That's why I'm like, bro, Fortnite's 10 years old. The alpha at least, like, then 2015 they put it on Mac. Closed beta 2015. Fortnite became early access for everybody in 2017. Now that okay, cause I'm like the OG Game Informer is cooked, bro. I don't have that no more. But I had the Game Informer from like 2010, like 20, like 2012, 2013. Like niggas like here's what the game looks like. And I remember seeing that like, because I always thought tower defense games was cool. Like I used to on like my dad's Xbox 360 when I would visit. I would play Dungeon Defenders 1. Dungeon Defenders 1 because they little tots in the first one. And the second one, they all grown up now, or at least teenagers. But Dungeon Defenders, I don't know if y'all remember Dungeon Defenders and All Orcs Must Die. I love those games. So once I seen Fortnite was just that, but a different style, I was like, I'm fucking with it. I'm rocking with it. I was watching all that early alpha. I was reading. I had the Game Informer subscription. I seen it. I was reading the fuck out them pages on that Game Informer from like 2014. My Epic account's like old as balls.
Whether you like it or not,
Dang, my
Fortnite had a
Epic account
massive
might no,
impact
it's
on
not older than
gaming,
my little brother.
similar to
Well, some of
Minecraft
them,
and
but
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I am.
And I've got to say, Fortnite used to look pretty
Hey,
nice.
you
They
know,
struck a
Pleasant
perfect balance between
Park.
overly detailed and simple
Before they
environments,
got that new
opting for a
Unreal
cartoony
Engine.
look that fit well with the gameplay and character design. At night,
Them
there was a
OG
signature
noises.
purple glow that crept
Ooh,
over the map,
Lean
giving
Lake.
those quiet moments between gunfights a calm and relaxing tone.
Oh my gosh, the
Everything
Black
was
Knight OG.
oversaturated with bright green grass,
Tomato
trees, and
Town.
bushes. I don't doubt this
Yes.
approach
Where's
came off
Moisty
as
Meyer, bro?
childish
Shout out
to
my
those
niggas at
familiar
Moisty
with the
Myers.
gritty, darker hues of
Hey.
traditional shooters like Call of Duty, but I also think it drew many people in. For me, at least, its art style felt like a much-needed break from the obsession with realism. I mean, you need to
Look at
remember
the
that
common.
back then, the Battle
All these
Royale
items
genre
being
was still
common.
in its early stages,
Yeah, it
and
was literally just
PUBG,
like
as the
Rust
biggest
and
at the
PUBG.
time, had a more grounded, militaristic aesthetic. A lot of these differences can be chalked up to the fact that Fortnite didn't originally intend to compete in the same space.
Now, I don't even know if he about to say it. It was Rust release date, cause I know Rust just came back out with some shit, bruh. All right, gang. All right, niggas. 2013. Rust came out exactly. Rust exactly. Now PUBG. I think PUBG came out before that. No, think it was Rust low key. No, I think Rust might just be 1v1. PUBG might have been the first though. But PUBG is literally just like, imagine if Call of Duty had that game mode, but it was a standalone game. That's why like PUBG doesn't get the respect because it doesn't do anything new. It has the battle royale shooter concept at a large scale.
It
But
started as a side project, a cooperative survival game against
I bet he not about to pull up and talk about the Hunger Games Minecraft with the A battle royale. That was a battle royale. I had chest and looting everything in there. Y'all wasn't out there with me. Y'all wasn't out there with me when them Hunger Games back in like 2012. Y'all niggas wasn't out there. That's all I'm gonna say.
zombies. Consequently, it was never pushing for groundbreaking realism, with its theme, building mechanics, and smaller budget making it an unnecessary feature. In the 2-month rush to
It was a
release
base
Battle Royale,
defender,
it
a
didn't
base
ever
builder,
make
base
sense to
defender.
rework
Yeah.
this core design language, making for a shooter that didn't appear to take itself so seriously. It looks like
Ayy.
something that anyone could pick up and quickly learn, and they did.
Looks like a game
By
that you would
2018,
think
it
would
had
run
over
smooth on a
120
Nintendo
million
Switch.
active players, with streaming and
Hey,
content
Nick
creation
at
becoming an
30 before he
inseparable
was
component
30.
of its success.
Oh,
But as Fortnite continued to
Ninja.
grow and evolve, so
Ninja
did
before
its
he
art
got
style.
mean and became
If you
grumpy
log on
unk.
today, you'll notice that things have changed. The
Now we
colourful,
know.
cartoony look is no longer really there, with more diverse and realistic biomes. The simplicity of the older points of interest and environmental clutter, or the
Hey,
lack of, has been replaced by
what was
meticulously
that
detailed
What was that
interiors,
maze called again?
temples,
I
buildings,
forget.
and castles. Terrain is now a lot more varied, no longer being long stretches of the same grass. There's
Yeah.
patches of flowers,
Hold up.
biome-dependent being
Give
long
me that.
stretches of the same grass.
See, look at this OG map. Anarchy Acres, Welland Woods. Is that the maze in Welland Woods? Yeah, I think so. Lonely Lodge, Retail Row, Salty Springs. I'm still this my first love, Salty Springs. Second one is Moisty Myers. Greasy Grove, bro. What did they do to you, Greasy Grove? That's what I'm saying. Look how many POIs there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 POIs. Is it only right been like 12 or no? Has it been more? I feel like Fortnite would play some more. I don't know.
There's patches.
Well, actually, I do know. We literally just
Is
look at the
now a
other
lot
one.
more varied. No
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger.
longer being long stretches of the same grass. There's patches of flowers, biome-dependent colours, and the purple-tinted nighttime has been abandoned. People have picked up on this, and there's a general sentiment that this shift to realism
Yeah, Movement
has
2.0
left
people
behind
don't
some of the
like.
game's charm and atmosphere. Personally, I don't completely fall into this camp. While it has undoubtedly left behind components of its initial identity, it was a necessary evolution to keep the game fresh and up to date. It has also expanded their potential to work with a wider range of
I
collaborators,
liked OG
being
Fortnite,
realistic
but
enough to
now
piece
it's just
together a
like
fitting location for
crossover
Marvel or
simulator.
Indiana Jones.
Or
Additionally,
LeBron
it
James
kind
or
of looks
Tom
amazing.
Brady, Pat
You can
Mahomes,
stop in your tracks and take a
Shaquille
screenshot
O'Neal,
like this. The
Doom,
world feels
Kratos,
lively and engaging, with Unreal Engine
Goku,
allowing for sophisticated shadows, reflections, and
Naruto,
above all else, actual mountains.
Gojo,
While I miss the simplicity and feel that the game
Ariana
started with,
Grande,
this is one of those
Optimus
instances
Prime,
where I do think the
Witcher
newer
3
style is
guy.
just as good, and completely warranted. But let me know what you think below.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
you'll convince me otherwise.
The Omega skin. I never got the Crossy Road. What do y'all know about Crossy Road, game?
Angry Birds, Beat the Boss,
Yep.
Subway Surfers, Temple Run, Clash of Clans, and Fruit Ninja are
Clash of
only a
Clans.
few of the bangers that
Jetpack
mobile
Joyride.
gaming brought into the
Oh
world.
my
Things
goodness, that's
weren't always
Karate Dan
positive,
right
though,
there.
but
What do
we'll
y'all
come
know
back to
about that?
soon. Turning to design, smaller screens meant the introduction of
Oh my
highly
goodness.
simplified menus, large buttons, and colorful.
If you had one of these, you like you actually you right now. You definitely you pushing 30. It's okay. Somebody calling you it's not me.
Icons. Looking at app thumbnails provides an excellent demonstration of this. When you're fighting for a tiny amount of screen
Oh my
real
goodness.
estate,
Oh my
it's
goodness. Look
essential
at the
to have a
cute,
visually
the cute
distinct style
animal.
that stands
What
out
is that? A guinea
despite being the
pig?
size of
No,
a fingernail.
a chinchilla?
As a result, the most
Probably a
successful
chinchilla.
titles used common visual techniques and featured instantly recognizable characters at the forefront of their marketing.
Where's
You'll
the
notice
Where's
that a
my
lot of them
water? That
only
one was
use a
pretty
couple primary
vibey.
colors. For Angry Birds, it's red and blue. My Singing Monsters, green and blue, and Where's My Water, yellow and green. The use of bright, limited color palettes
Yes, I
captures your
told
eye
you.
and
Where's
gives
my
you
water?
information
What y'all
about
know
the
about
mood
that?
and gameplay you should expect. As you know, this
Cooker.
was accurately reflected in the typical mobile playthrough, having low stakes and predictable, repetitive bursts of dopamine. On the whole, this helped to usher in a new age of casual gaming. Having an iPod Touch, tablet, or otherwise was increasingly common, lowering the barrier to entry when compared to consoles or
Now,
PC. More people in a household
now you run goddamn Genshin Impact on your cell phone, like a game that's basically you could just play video games. Like you could screen link it. That's crazy. Like,
could now be playing at any given time, and these games offered them short
you told
activity
people you
loops
could
that
play
could be
God of War on
engaged
your
with
phone
on
10
the
years
go
ago.
or
People
sitting
look
in
at you
bed.
like
It also bridged some generational gaps, with Candy Crush reigniting a slot machine-esque fire deep within the elderly. And right about here is where we get to the negatives. An unfortunate
you
consequence.
know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about like the actual Candy Crush like phenomenon is how how they how they get so big? Like Bejule's right there. It's the same thing. Maybe it's the bright colors and it's the probably the announcer. Like no cap. It's literally probably like the announcer. Tasty, Devon. Like I'm so serious because Bejule's right there, bro. Like I remember Bejeweled. My grandparents was playing Bejeweled. I come over, they playing Bejeweled, you know? I was a Bejeweler whenever I went over to grandparents' house. So Candy Crush, I was like, bro, this is just but it's different. But it's the same, like different font, same words.
Of mobile gaming was the rise of freemium games and microtransactions. So many free-to-play
That life
titles had
system is
purchasable
so
currency.
crazy.
If it
That
wasn't
stamina
called
system
gems,
is
it was
crazy.
rubies, diamonds,
The
bucks,
VC, the
coins,
virtual
or some
currency.
amalgamation of all of them.
Yeah.
Everyone knows at least one person who spent thousands of
OJ
their parents'
Gaming. What y'all know about OJ Gaming, bro? Oh, bro, you need help with a Supercell game? It's OJ. He got you. Now, why does his orange mascot sound like Mario? I honestly don't know, and I've never questioned it until now.
linked credit card on rushing their cock base. While microtransactions
Clash
had
of
already
Clans.
existed,
My
which you can
base
learn
was
more
so
about in this
rushed,
video,
bro. I
mobile
finally
games
got it
helped
up
to
like
normalize
2-3
them on a
years
broader
ago.
scale. To see how this has influenced the AAA space, look up Fortnite FTC refunds, or
Oh my goodness. Look at this season 4 battle pass. Like this is prime battle pass like aura. Like this Fortnite shop is so simple yet so effective. Now it's just like ADHDified. Like it's just so much stuff that shouldn't even be there if I'm being completely honest. It just shouldn't be there. But look at this, bro. Like the free pass doesn't really have too much. It's supposed to have like one free thing every 10 levels at least. Maybe a little bit more. Groove Jam, we completed this. We definitely completed this. Like now you got weird levels and the challenges and it's different, bro. I don't like it. I know they keep changing it to keep you like engaged, but I don't. The only thing I can approve of Fortnite is like the in-game creator, like the creative map creator and the crossovers. Besides that, I feel like everything else could like really stayed the same, and you could add
Fortnite
new
Rule
seasonal
34 for
weapons and maps, and
specifics.
it'd have been okay.
The 2010s made being a gamer feel cooler than ever before. You could point at YouTubers and pros telling everyone you were going to game for a living before practicing no scopes on Afghan all night.
But I feel like honestly, I feel like there's a big divide, which I would say like dead ass like 2010 to 2015 to no cap like 2016 to like 2019, like those 4 years. Because the earlier years, like 2012, you told somebody you're a content creator or you went to do YouTube and stream. I don't even know if Twitch is that old. Like we could look that shit up right now. How old is Twitch? Like I'm telling you, like it is the 2020s, the 2010s, but like oh shit, it came out in 2011. Who the fuck was on Twitch in 2011? Let's be real, gang. Dang, wait, dang. So if you were born around the creation of Twitch, you're
RGB
finally
was
old
also
enough to
becoming
watch it.
commercially
That's
available, and
crazy.
people's setups
Yeah,
quickly went from
RGB is
this
crazy.
to this. All the
hmm
while, the console wars were in full swing, with a healthy competition to produce the
I
best
mean,
and
early
most
2010s probably
engaging
did too.
platforms possible. This
It
didn't
just
stop
shows you when I got
independent
like
games from breaking into the
regular
mainstream,
access to the
with their
internet.
alternative styles succeeding at a time when realism was held at such a high standard. There were a couple uninterrupted years of back-to-back bangers, and I was rarely looking for something to
Oh,
play.
Donkey Kong Country, bro. I begged for
Uninterrupted
that
years
game.
of
Got that bitch like three
back-to-back.
years late, bro. I'll never forget, bro. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Kirby's Epic Yarn. That shit was fire. Pokemon Black and White. Fire. Close second. It's a close second. It's a close second. Like Diamond and Pearl. It's my first Pokemon game, so I love it. But I'm definitely if it wasn't for Infernape, I'd definitely be more like connected to like Samurai. I'm not gonna lie to you, like Pokemon Black. It's the first Pokemon game I beat, so it has that point. But first game I played was I think like Platinum. It was either Platinum or Pearl, one or the other. But nah, bro, these are bangers. Battlefield, oh, Super Meat Boy, oh, Super Mario Galaxy 2, oh, Black Ops Call of Duty, oh, Red Dead, Mass Effect 2, Fire, God of War 2, Fire, ooh, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, oh my gosh, like there's games like that I'm gonna be honest, games don't hold up. Games do not hold up for the most part. I say Pokemon might be one of the ones. Kirby might. Donkey Kong might. I think like games like that are like children based, like E rated, like 10. Those games hold up. Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Meat Boy, maybe Mass Effect. But the games were like they're hyper realistic for their time. Those games don't hold up anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, because the graphics are blowing them bitches out the water in the last 10 to you know 14 years. Like, nah, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. A game made in 2010 compared to now, like Mass Effect 2, there's nothing you can do against it. Like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, like that one might hold up. That one might hold up, but like Bioshock 2, I don't want to play any of those old games that came out on PS3. They need it remastered. I swear to God. Playing on emulators, like I played Tenkaichi 3 and I was like, these controls are shitty, bro. These controls are shitty. I don't understand how Rhyme Style and Seriax have been playing this like once a week for the last like 6 years, bro. I don't know. This just frustrates me. I don't know. And then the game looked kind of, I don't know. That's all like, bro. I salute y'all, bro.
Bangers, and I was
Because
rarely
it didn't
looking for
look
something
like
to
that
play.
back then.
Makes you
But
wonder,
now,
what the fuck happened? Thank you so much for watching. We're on the
there you
road to
go.
50k, so subscribe for more of me for
Get
seconds.
bro up there, bro. Get bro up there. Get bro up there. This has been our yapathon. We turned a 20-minute video to a 40-minute video, bro. I told you. I get yappy wappy when I'm tired. Like real shit, bro. 3 reactions turned into 2 hours and 45 minutes. and it really should have been like I think 2 hours. So intermission plus Yapathon, an extra 40 piece. This is what we do. I am Dante. I'm coming for yo Hall of Fame, your returning Yapathon Yapper. It's really me, bro. It's really me. I don't know about y'all, bro. I'm the big yap, not the little yap. You know what I'm saying? No. Like the video, comment, subscribe. 12 subscribers, roll to 20. It's November 10th. This video probably won't be uploaded until November 14th. If it's November 14th, can I get a November 14th? If it's not, whenever you're watching this, let me know. If you made it this far, bro, I love you. Ain't nobody probably gonna make it this far in the video, so probably you never actually know that Pooh Tankley just said he loves you. But if you did, bro, I'll rock with you the long way, bro.